Hey Fae folk, welcome back. So for today's video, we are going to be doing a doll fixing video focused on the Bratzillaz. But before I get into that, first of all, hi to my little kitty cat, Miss Weiss. She's being adorable. I do feel like I sort of need to address where we are. So I had been temporarily filming in our dining room just because I thought that everything with the basement was almost done and that it would just be like maybe a month tops that I have to film in the dining room while everything is actually refurbished. But as you might have seen from a community tab post I made, unfortunately, we found more water leaking into the basement. So we're working on getting that fixed, and who really knows how long that's going to take. So I was sick and tired of having to film in the dining room, not so much because of the dining room itself, but just because there was so much clutter and so much stuff happening there because it's like functioning as a dining room, but I also do crafts there, but like also I was trying to film there and it was way too much, and it was like fine for a very, very temporary setup. But now that I don't know how long we're going to have to like have not the official doll room be the filming setup, I was like, I can't take this. So we're in another extra room in the house. We did move up my chair, my desk, some other stuff from the basement to like try to alleviate the clutter and everything and like try to have somewhat of a setup. So this is where we are for now. I hope the lighting and everything is okay. This is just like a lot better for me and my life and feeling less like I'm dying every time I walk into the dining room because there's so much shit everywhere. So yeah, hopefully this will work out okay for you guys. But more to the point of the video, sorry, I just like felt like I had to address that because we're in a new space again. But yes, we are doing the Bratzillaz, like quote unquote fixing video today. And if you haven't seen this like series of videos that I do, it's where I take dolls from any given brand that I just feel like aren't quite living up to their potential. Sometimes I make really, really drastic edits because I think they're a little bit ugly. Sometimes it's just like a little tweaking here or there. But basically, I just edit them to the best of my capabilities and also my taste to make them better for me. The key thing there is that it is for me. Everyone has their own opinions and their own aesthetics. So like you might hate the edits that I make and that's fine. Just please do be kind about it if you want to express that in the comments down below. But without further ado, we do have 5 Bratzillaz dolls that I have made some edits to for today. So let's go ahead and take a look. So with these videos, if you've seen them before, you may know that I typically go in one of two directions in terms of organizing everything here, and that is either the least to most dramatic transformation or the least to most favorite transformation. But genuinely looking at these, I did 5 dolls, so I made edits to 5 dolls. I think they're all just about as dramatic or subtle as each other. Like I feel like this is another pretty subtle one, and I also feel like I like them all equally, so we're just gonna go in the order that I made the edits. It's not my typical thing, and I do usually like to have some sort of build up, but I just don't really feel like I have that here. So we're going to be starting out with the core Yasmina doll. I don't think that this is a bad doll. I think I forgot to say that in the intro because I was like busy talking about my surroundings. But most often with these videos, I'm not picking like the literal worst, ugliest possible dolls from these brands, just because that's sort of like beyond my capability to quote unquote fix them. So a lot of the time it's more just dolls that I look at and I'm like, oh, that's maybe not that bad, but I would add this or that sort of situation. So looking at her, I definitely don't think this is like a terrible doll. I just wanted to tweak a couple of things here and there. So this is my edited version of Yasmina. Number one thing I think you might notice is the hat. That's at least the number one thing that I notice. I hate this hat for Bratzillaz. To be fair, I honestly dislike most of the hats. Sometimes I think that it works, but a lot of the time I think they're just like shoved into the design to remind you, hey, these are witches. And it just doesn't usually work for me. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. But this style of hat in particular just looks like a waffle cone. Like it just looks like an ice cream cone. I'm sorry, it just looks bad to me. I also really hated that it was the exact same color as her hair because it literally blends in perfectly. And I just think it's weird because then it's like you have this hidden ice cream cone in your head. I don't know. I don't like it. So I darkened it up and I made the lines black because I wanted it to evoke like slightly more of almost like a spider webby, like dark gothic sort of effect than an ice cream cone effect. Y'all can let me know how successful I was with that. But even just like taking away the pattern, because the pattern is still there, it's just a little bit less dramatic in my opinion. I also just wanted to make the hat darker so that it wasn't the same color as her hair. Like, hello, contrast. We need to have some of that. I just thought that looked so silly for it to blend in with her hair perfectly. Like some hair accessories, like maybe you have a headband and you want it to be a little bit more discreet, or bobby pins, or even like scrunchies, like that can make sense to have it be the same color as your hair. I don't know why you would want this style of witch hat in the same. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a hater. Anyway, we're gonna move on. With her little like magnifying glass, all of the Bratzillas have different like powers that they have as witches. I'm not super deep into the line. I think hers is like something to do with seeing the future or something like that. So she's got this little looking glass. I added like a faux glass into it because I think it's just hollow, or if it has something, it's clear, but I wanted it to be purple. I just thought it would be kind of fun. I don't know. Do I need a reason to add a little bit of like purple shimmeriness in there? Then with her pants, I did add some like color to the stitching. I just think that's a really, really fun way to elevate a simple pair of pants because like it has to be stitched with something anyway, right? And I think it can look really fun and striking for it to have a contrasting color as the stitching. It's just, I don't know, it's just something I think is kind of cute. So I pulled in some black to just make it pop a little bit more on the pants. And then maybe one of the bigger things that I did along with the hat is I did change the color of the shoes. I think that the shoes being brown is trying to reference maybe this like sort of more coppery metallic that she's got going on her shirt. Because it's not quite gold, right? Like it's a little bit more coppery, but I just feel like it looks weird. Hi, you startled me a little bit, baby. This is so off topic. I'm super sorry. I'm kind of yapping today. I think it's really funny that like Reese has full access to the dining room table in the sense that I can't stop her from jumping on that when I'm filming, right? Like obviously if we were going to have dinner guests over, I would wipe it down and like keep her off of it and like be very vigilant with that. Okay, I'm not trying to say I serve people off of like a table that my cat has just been on, but for the purposes of the fact that like mostly I'm crafting or recently I was filming at that table, like she could have jumped on at any time. She just didn't feel like it. She likes this little baby desk a lot more. And I think it's really funny and very sweet because I like to have my little baby join us. Hello. Anyway, so sorry. Back to the actual topic of the video. I just didn't like the brown boots as much. And to be fair, some of that could be my bias just because with clothing, I'm not a brown person. Like I think it can look fabulous on other people, especially if it's like supposed to be a more neutral, like earthy toned color palette. But with something like this, it just doesn't work for me. And I thought that the light purple would be cuter. It also balances it out because she's got like the light purple hair. So then having the light purple on the top and the bottom, y'all know I like balance. Y'all know I'm big on the balance with these designs. So that's my little edit for Yasmina. The hat, I think, is an improvement. I think that hat was an absolute mess. The other things are relatively small and like kind of nitpicky, so I could go either way. But for my taste, I do think that this is better, and I think this is like a cute little edit for her. Then we have this doll, the Magic Night Out Jade Jador, and I will say I do think she's cute as is. This one was a lot less, oh my god, that doll needs to be fixed, and a lot more just, ooh, I wonder what she would look like if we did this instead. So this is maybe not so much fixing. I mean, the fixing is honestly just because it's like a fun, easy title, right? Like, it's not necessarily that I think I'm fixing these dolls. It's just fun to see how they might look if you design them a little bit differently. This one, especially, though, is really just like an exercise in like, oh, like it could have gone this way, it could have gone that way. It's not so much that I'm like, oh, this is inherently better. But anyway, yeah, I did still edit her despite all of those disclaimers. I don't know, whatever. This is my edit for Magic Night Out Jade Jador. So I did like switch some of the colors, I guess you might say. Like the hair was darker and a little bit more reddish toned in the original, whereas the cape is like this light pink. And then in this one, I made the cape red and gave the hair a lighter pink. I just like looking at the original, I really loved her eyes and like the redness of her eyes and like the little heart on her arm, I think is very cute with the red. And for some reason, I was just like, I want to bring in more red here. I think it looks really fun. I did like having the lining be this red color. I just think that it looks cute against the pink of her dress. Not to say that the pink didn't look cute anyway, right? Like I did like that, but I just think it is kind of fun to have like the contrast there. I did lighten up her hair then and make it like a little bit less of a like warm toned pink. Like it's definitely a little more cool toned, a little bit more matching to this color in her hat and then also the color on her dress. Just because when I did take away the pink on like the cape, I just felt like we needed a little bit more of that cooler toned pink to rebalance it out. So again, it's like I'm literally just switching things around. It's not necessarily a fix so much as, oh, what would this look like if we sort of switch these two colors? Anyway, I did also make the lining on the top of her socks red just to bring it down a smidge. I toyed with making her shoes red and it honestly looked so bad. So like I didn't want to do that, but I did want to try to balance it out a little bit. I darkened up her lips because I did think they were kind of like an awkward color. Like looking at this, she's got several different pinks going on. And I don't think that I mind in her original look the baby pink and then the slightly warmer tone pink in her hair. But the pink on her lips also being different, I'm kind of like, this is maybe a bit too much. So I just wanted to make them a little bit more of a red tone. Key thing is I did make her earrings silver instead of the pink that blends in exactly with her hair. Although now that I'm looking at it, are her earrings silver originally? Because I don't have this doll. It might honestly be the photograph that is making it look like it's like reflecting the light from her hair. Her earrings might actually be silver. So if you have this doll, please let me know what color her earrings actually are. But regardless of what color they are, I edited them so that they actually looked silver for this one, just because whether it's light reflection or they're actually pink, I didn't like the fact that they blended in so perfectly with the hair. So we made that more silver. And yeah, this one's just interesting because again, I don't necessarily think this is inherently better. It's more just, oh, I did also cut her hair a little bit. I gave her more of like, I guess an asymmetrical bob would be the way to put it because it's a little longer in the front, a little shorter in the back. I thought that was cute because I think it's like a good silhouette. And like she's already got short hair, okay? So you might as well just go a little bit shorter. But yeah, like with the colors, it really truly more is like, hey, here's the design for this character. What are two different color stories we could go with? Or like, how could we color this character? A little bit more of a recolor than a proper edit, but it was fun for me to do and fun to experiment with. So let me know which one you prefer in the comments. I won't be offended if you like the original more because I also like that one, but this was just like a fun little experiment. Alrighty, this one is fairly dramatic. This is the Back to Magic Megana doll, and I like a lot of this doll. I think that her, realistically, from like the knee up minus the bag, is pretty chill. I despise this bag, okay? And like, I would have had trouble justifying getting rid of it on a Sasha Bella edit because Sasha Bella has like animal powers. So a fur bag for her makes sense, isn't just on theme, and like whether or not I like it, it's kind of irrelevant. It makes sense for her if that, you know, if you can follow that. I almost said if that makes sense, then I was like, girl, you're saying sense a lot. Whatever. I'm overthinking this. But with Megana, first of all, that's not her power. Her power is, I think, flight. But also in this line, almost all of the dolls got this fur bag, and I just think it's ugly. And since it doesn't have anything to do with her character specifically, I'm sorry, Miss Weiss, I've been not petting you enough. I felt okay getting rid of it. So spoiler, that's something that we're gonna do. And then I also thought the shoes just looked kind of awkward. Hi. Oh my goodness, are you showing off? Are you just being the cutest? God, you're so soft right now. You need to be brushed though, girly pop. You're shedding a lot. Anyway, so this is my edit for the Back to Magic Megana doll. I gave her a different bag. This one has little wings on it. Kind of hard to tell, but it does have little wings on it, which like is more appropriate since her power is flight. Like, why are you gonna give her an ugly fur bag that is just reused that doesn't connect to her? Whatever, it doesn't matter. So I gave her that. I had to get rid of that bag. I also made these shoes like this darkish brown color to match the bag, and I also did the brim of her. Is it the brim? I don't really know if that's the right term, but I made like, I'm gonna call it the band maybe. Whatever. I made part of her hat brown to match as well. I just feel like it fit the vibes because like I don't know that the colors that she's got going on are super dark academia, but like something about her vibes is giving me dark academia. And also in her dress, I thought that this like dark brownish color that's like in the pattern looked really pretty. Hello, what are you guys doing out there? Someone is making a lot of noise. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. And I quite literally have to film this video because as of time of filming, I need it to go out tomorrow and I need to have time to edit it. So I apologize if you guys are hearing anything in the background. But yeah, I just wanted to like bring in that brown color. I am fully aware that with the first doll that we looked at, I said I didn't like brown. And I still generally don't, but it fits her, okay? Regardless of whether or not I like it, it's a good color for her. I just thought that the blue shoes looked silly. Honestly, these kind of do too. Now looking back at it, I wish I'd just given her a different shoe entirely because those buckles are making her look a little bit pilgrim ridiculous. I should have done something there. Past me was not on it. And then I did bring up her hair just a little bit, like gave her a tiny trim, definitely not a chop, but just enough for it to look a little bit more even. Just the way that the curls are styled makes it look like her hair is very like, oh, it's this, and then it's here, and then it's here, and then it's here. And I am fully aware, as someone who has like wavy hair, sometimes it just looks like that. Like, I get it. Like, sometimes curls are a lot harder, or even like waves. It can be harder to control, and sometimes they just are curling in different ways and they look different lengths. I fully understand. But for a doll whose hair can be controlled and like cut and it's not a big deal, I just wanted to cut it a little bit so that you could really see the difference between where her hair ended and where the skirt ends. I just think it's nice to have those two lines there. It makes for a slightly better silhouette to me. So yeah, those are my edits for her. And if nothing else, you can hate on everything else I did. That bag is better, okay? Like, that bag had to go. I definitely think this is a cute one. Next up, we had a budget Cloetta doll. And I'm going to keep it real. I don't know her superpower. I don't know if I ever knew it. And if I did, I have forgotten it. She's got arrows all over her design and a like very half and half design. And I can't infer what her power is from those two things. But I do, generally speaking, like her concept because I do really like color blocked, like split designs. I just think they're really fun and really cute. And like, I also understand that they have been popularized to a point where you could call them overdone. I don't care. I'm always going to love it. I think it's adorable. That being said, the bones of this outfit have potential, but she does kind of look like a mess to me. Two things I wanted to fix immediately upon seeing the stall, and I will say this is maybe one of the most dramatic transformations, if not the most dramatic transformation. I don't like the silhouette of her pants. I feel like it looks very awkward, and she looks like she's wearing earmuffs, but it's her hair. So when I say that, the fact that she has this headband, I need to pick a better color for this so you can see what I'm talking about. The headband mixed with the buns being at her ears and the ponytails coming out of the buns, it just looks like some weird sort of earmuff situation. I do not like it at all. I think that looks very, very strange. And then she has like not even high waist pants. This looks like an empire waist pants, like where the waist is literally just below the bust. And I don't have anything against that inherently. Like, I think you can absolutely design something where the like waistband sits very high up and have it look really, really cute. I just didn't think this super straight silhouette of the pants was working with that. Like, it just looked a little bit ill-fitting and a little bit strange to me. So those were the two things that I was like, we need to fix this for this poor girl. Like, I like the basics. I like the print. I actually think that's fun. I like the silver belt. I like her little like poncho sort of top. Honestly, it's very cute, but I just needed to fix some stuff. So this is my edited version of the budget Cloella. I did like poof out her hair a little bit just because I thought it looked cute. Okay, I like volume in the hair. I like the poofy hair. I think it's very fun. So her little like pigtails are poofing. I tried to move the buns up just a little bit so they were slightly more disconnected from her ears. And in doing so, I did also get rid of the earrings. I just feel like there's enough going on. You don't also need the earrings. And they were more arrows. And I'm like, she's got an arrow here and arrows all over her pants. Like, it's enough. Okay. We don't actually need any more. And then also still in the effort to make it look less like earmuffs, I did two things. I removed the headband because I think that was really contributing to the earmuffification of her hairstyle. Cause like the headband and the two, yeah, that had to go. And then I also gave her two extra buns just because it's like, she's already got a very unique hairstyle. Okay, why not add more on there? I thought it just looked a little bit more fun. And again, it made it look a bit less like earmuffs because instead of just having puff, puff, it's like puff, 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 puff. I thought that that helped a lot and having it look less like she was trying to, like, you know how people will like turn their actual hair into a bow, like they'll like style it and it's like a bow, but it's a hair bow that's literally hair. It looked like she was doing that with earmuffs. It looked it, yeah. I've ranted enough about that. Sorry. Then I did poof out the pants. I just feel like in the original, she has like a voluminous top. And sometimes you do need to go skinty on the bottom to like make that pop if that's what you're going for. But I feel like she's got enough with the waistband to like have a moment that's not super, super loose. And I liked the balance that having poofier pants brought to the top. Because like on this, she's got a very voluminous top. and then she's got her hair poofing out to the sides. So like there's a lot of volume and a lot of heaviness on top and not so much on the bottom. And so I wanted to try to balance that out. And I just think that this is a better silhouette for the pants. I can't necessarily justify it. Like I'm trying to explain it in like technical actual terms, but it just looks better to me. Like I just like it better. Yes, the pattern did get distorted because of how I edited this. I'm not a professional, okay, but you get the gist, and that's the important part. I also gave her a bracelet to match her like shiny silver belt because I just think it looks cute. Are you so sweet, little baby? Oh my goodness, I love you. And then to tie in like the colors, because in this original, the top and the bottom are different shades of pink and like they're very separate and distinct, and I just didn't think that looked quite balanced. So I did give her little like bands at the bottom of her pants, like, you know, like the bottom of a pant might be tighter. I don't know, whatever. Y'all are looking at it. Y'all know, y'all know what I'm talking about. So I did pink on the black side and black on the pink side, but they're the pink from the top instead of the pink from the pants to try to tie that together just a little bit better. And I like this so much more. Like, again, I've tried to use actual design principles to like justify why I think this looks better, but I just think that something about this feels so much more balanced. So very much unlike the jade, I already forgot, the jade that I did where I was like, yeah, this could definitely go either way. It's like totally fine if you think mine is the worst. It's still fine if you think this is bad. Like, obviously, you're entitled to your opinion. But I hold firm that this is a huge improvement over how she came. Like, this is good. And that brings us to our last doll for today, who is Victoria Antique. I think she's got a lot of really fun elements. There were just a few things that I wanted to change here and there. So we're just jumping right on in. Not a lot of preamble. This is my edited version of her doll. Got rid of the witch hat. I'm sorry. Like, I really truly debated whether I needed to try to do something with it and to fix it and to like let it still be part of the Bratzillaz, because it is, as I mentioned earlier, something that so many of their dolls come with. And like, it's a core tenet of the design of some of the dolls, but also there are enough dolls that don't have it that I felt okay getting rid of it. And also it's ugly. I'm sorry. It's the stupid waffle cone look again. I just think it's ridiculous, and I just think she didn't need it. So I got rid of it. I added some more green into her hair because like I think because the original picture has the cone hat there, it felt a little empty for her hair to just be the black color there. So we added a little bit more green, and I think it's very, very cute. It just had to go. Okay. Like I understand if you think that's cheating because I get it, but I think it's ugly. I did also tighten up the shape of her braid buns. I'm not really sure what you would call this. Like, I don't know if there's a name for this hairstyle, but this is one of those things where because of the scale of dolls and like how thickly rooted their hair has to be to like not show off their scalp on their oftentimes slightly or extremely oversized heads, doing a style like this just ends up having like a lot of thickness where the hairband is. And that's totally normal for dolls. That's just how it is. Even if like you're a person who has very, very thick hair, you might have experienced that when you're doing your own hair. But I just felt like it needed to be thinned out just a little bit. Granted, like again, you could be someone who has very, very thick hair who has that happen. But most of the time, even if you do have thick hair, if you do a style like this, it's not going to be quite that thick because just the proportions and scale with dolls is going to make it be a lot thicker than most people's hair would be. That is not to say that your hair is bad if your hair turns out like this. I just thought it looked cute for it to be more dramatic, mostly because it emphasizes the sort of heart shape that she's got going on with the two braids. So like that's also a huge thing. I wouldn't do that for every single hairstyle. I'm not trying to be like your hair has to be thin all the time. That's crazy. That would be not chill. But like with the heart hairstyle, I just thought it looked really cute. And then lastly, with the hair, she's got like this fun little rope belt going on. And I thought it would be cool to mimic that. So instead of just having her have like I think they're black little bands. Yeah, black like rubber bands tying her hair. I gave her little like rope hair ties and the danglies. I love me some danglies in the hair. So we had to do that as well. And then the other changes that I made, I honestly left her outfit alone. Like I think her outfit is so fun and so cute. I love the asymmetrical elements to it. I love the different patterns and the different colors. Like they popped off to me with that outfit. I think it's really, really fun. But two things with the shoes. Didn't understand where this random teal color came from with the like snake that's sculpted on to her heel. Like I literally don't know where that came from. And I say this all the time. Like, you can do accent colors like that, and sometimes it looks fine. Most of the time, for me personally, my aesthetic, I prefer there to be colors found in multiple places in the outfit. I just think it looks better for it to be more balanced. And I also really love the minty tone in her hair. And also, it's featured in like this pattern and on the lining on this sleeve. So I wanted them to be minty. And I think it's better that way. And then I also did lengthen her little like leg warmers. Again, you can wear leg warmers and they can be very cute. I just don't think this is like a way to do it that appeals to me. I just think it looks a little bit silly goofy. So I turned them into thigh high stockings or like fishnets, whatever you want to call it. Because I just think that looks better and like less like looking at these, this doesn't look like person styled leg warmers because they like leg warmers. This looks like doll didn't get full socks because either the budget wouldn't allow for it or the fabric kept ripping. And I don't have to factor that in when I'm doing edits because this isn't a physical doll. So for me, she's allowed to have full socks. And I just think that it's a lot better. So again, not like the most crazy dramatic. I feel like the most dramatic thing I did was get rid of her hat, that ugly hat. But I think this is so fun. And like, I do think that this is a little bit of an improvement. But yes, guys, those are all of the Bratzillaz edits that I wanted to share with you today. Hopefully this was a fun one for you. As per usual, I would love to hear which is your favorite and your least favorite and just any commentary that you have on the edits that I made. I do think this is probably going to be the last video like this, at least for a while. Like, I know I took a little bit of a break there, but I did recently do the Bratz. And now that I've done Bratzillaz, I feel like I've made these editing, like fixing videos for like all of like the big doll brands that I know of that I feel like I can do this for. I don't know if I ever did it for my scene, but a lot of those stock photos are like really rough. So it makes it a lot harder to edit because it's hard to see what you're even looking at. So aside from like ones that have really bad stock photos or just like stock photos that I don't personally feel capable of making edits with, I feel like I've sort of done all of the big brands. So at least for now, we're probably closing the chapter on this style of video. So I hope you enjoyed this unintentional finale. Like, I didn't really know that going in, but I was thinking about it as I was doing it. And I was like, I think this is it. I think this is it for now. So if another doll line comes out in the future that I want to end up making edits to, we'll bring it back. Or like if you guys have requests, maybe I'll bring it back. But yeah, I think this is going to be the last fixing video again, at least for a while. So I do hope it was a fun one for y'all. I do hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night or whatever it might be. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.